Happy holidays. I wanted to jump back into doing some deck profiles, and I'll be honest, I kind of lacked on the deck building videos because I don't know how I feel about this set too much. There's not that many decks that really interest me in playing. Ryugumon was one of them, so I did do Ryugumon, so we'll just jump into that one. I finally nailed my deck boxes. These are so sweet. If you want to pick some up, I will say you can fit double sleeve cards in here, so you have a lot of space in there. You can put in double sleeve cards in here, have different variety. I'm not gonna take too much on that. Check that out. Let's get into the deck profile, which of course we're gonna run the Ryugumon. Ryugumon opponent's turn. When any of your opponent's Digimon attacks by returning this Digimon with Aqua or Sea Animal in any of its traits to the bottom of the deck, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as high or lower level as the returned Digimon. So this whole deck is just about tucking your opponent's Digimon back under their deck for the most part, or back to their hand. This one back to the hand, but the level 6 Ryugumon will focus on sending them back to the bottom of the deck, which is why we're doing the 4 of the Ryugumon. If you want to run a 5th egg, obviously you can. You could do the Pokemon, gives you jamming if you need it, but I don't think you really need it for this build. Let's take it with the rookies. Sangomon. This one has a special rule trait that it is treated as an aquatic, so pretty good. It will help with the level 2. As an on-play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add a card with Aqua or Sea Animal in any of its traits, and 1 card with the Liberator trait among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. I like that effect because Ryugumon, I believe, is aquatic in its rule trait, but it also has Liberator. So if you end up playing this card, you can actually pick up 2. So let's say you do the Sangomon, reveal a Sangomon and a Ryugumon, you can pick up both of them. One will be the aquatic, which would be this one, and then the Ryugumon for the Liberator. In here, end of attack, once per turn, gain 1 memory. It's I guess a little helpful because the Ryugumon is a 4 cost, but I mean, if you're running the trainings, it'll reduce it. 2 of the Swimon. This one has Evade, which can be good. It has Evade, so if it were to get deleted by suspending this Digimon, it isn't deleted. Keep in mind, if it gets bounced, you cannot evade. Inherit jamming. Of course, we want jamming for the Ryugu. I think it's only at 12k, which kind of blows. I feel if you're gonna pay 4 costs to Evo, it should at least be 13. 2 of the Gomamon. It comes up, not as much as you would think. It's a CB, so it doesn't qualify getting picked up from the Sangomon. It doesn't have aquatic in its trait. On play, when it's played from the Digivolution cards, draw 2. So really, this is when it's played from Ryugumon. Play it, and then you get to draw 2. Playing 2 of the Betamons. Reason is it has jamming, and if you end up playing it by an effect from, for example, the Ryugumon, you spit it back out. Its on play is, if played by an effect, one of your opponent's Digimon can't attack until the end of their turn. So the deck can be a little slow, especially if it is OG style where you're just building a single stack. So if you're able to kind of help stop your opponent for a turn, why not? And then the Inherit is jamming. If you don't want to play the Betamon, you can just play 4 of the Swimon. Swimon just because it has the aquatic. So only these 6 have aquatic. These do not. This is amphibian. Close, but not close enough. And then to round it off, of course, 2 of the Otamamon. Very good Floodgate card. Players can't reduce play cost. What comes to mind is like the Royal Base. If you're going against a Queen, they swing. They get to play a Digimon from the security stack, reduce play cost of 8. That would negate it. So now they would have to play the full cost. So for the rookies, 12. You can mix and match, obviously, to your preference. 4s, you can also, play whatever you want, really. But 4 of the Shellmon. This one has a when Digivolving. If you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Yao from your hand without paying the cost. That's cool because sometimes if you go first and you only have the Tamer, you're gonna drop the Tamer. And now, before the cards, I'll say, oh, if you don't have a Tamer, you know, Digivolve can play it. It became kind of obsolete at that point. So I like the new effect that if you even have one, then you can just play another one regardless. End of attack, once per turn, gain 1 memory as an inherit. I also do like that it's a 4 cost. Although you really kind of never really want to just hard drop it because you're gonna miss out on its one Digivolving unless you don't care. 2 of the, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Yeah, so I'm not even gonna bother. Cube. Anyway, Xmon. There you go. Let's call him Xmon. Let's say like Shimon, right? Qmon? I don't know, man. I don't know why they make this so difficult. Has a rule aquatic in its trait. On play, draw 1, and then if it's played from sources, gain 1 memory. So regardless whether you play it straight from your hand, you can just draw 1. Inherit jamming, 4 costs, so it's pretty cool. You end up dropping it if you don't have anything. You get to draw 1, potentially leaving your opponent at 1 if you were at 3. I did drop the other one, and I was playing the promo Digimon, but I only have 1, and then I could have printed some proxies, but I'm like, you know what, let me just try to build one without it. I don't think you necessarily need Digimon to run this deck, but a card that is like really good is Lamon. And 4 might be overkill, but you'll see. So you can Digivolve from Tamer for 2. Trait has Aquatic, so it's searchable. Has an on-play and when Digivolving, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Among them, add to the hand or place as any of your blue Digimon's bottom sources. Card 1 Digimon card with Aqua or Sea Animal in any of its traits. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Let me just finish this real quick. And then the inherit, when attacking once per turn, you may return 1 level 3 Digimon to the hand. That is beautiful. Why do I love this card? Because if you have Tamers, obviously you can hybrid for game. Moreover, if you end up having the level 6, right, you have the level 6, you can Digivolve from the Tamer, you can, you know, bring up a rookie, Digivolve to Lamon. You can use this effect to place more sources to Ryugumon. So in that way, if you have like Decode or anything like that, more importantly, I should say, you're able to, sometimes you won't have jamming with it. And then if this reveals, then you can tuck it under the Ryugumon and now you have jamming. Sometimes you just build up and you only have the end of attack inherits. So Lamon is like great with that. What's also great is that if you kind of have all your stack already, you could tuck it under the Lamon, give itself jamming, or if you have a level 5 and you need level 6, this reveals it, then you just put it in your hand. So it has multi-purpose functions, Lamon, and then just being able to bounce cards back to the hand when attacking once per turn as an inherit is pretty good. So this is my split of the level 4s for now. I'm really liking the Lamon. I think I'm just running 4 of just because, like I said, of the aquatic. And then if I don't have any other level 4s and I'm forced to Digivolve here, and of course hybrid for game. 4 of the Marine Bullmon. This card's pretty cool. So we're introduced with the new mechanic in this one, which I'm sure you fairly already know. It's called Decode. Bam, got the keyword for it. So this has Decode level 4. So when it means when this Digimon will leave the battle area other than in battle, you may play a level 4 blue Digimon card from this Digimon's sources without paying the cost. This comes up with the Puyoyomon. If your opponent ends up attacking, you can return this to the bottom of the deck, and then this will trigger Decode, and now you can play your level 4. And now with level 6, you do it as well, and then you would play a level 5. So on play and when Digivolving, you may place 1 Digimon card with Aqua or Sea Animal and any of its traits from your hand as one of your Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. And then trait has Aquatic in its type, and more importantly, it also has Liberator. So if you end up using the Sangomon, you can pick up a Lanamon, you can pick up Marine Bullmon because it has Liberator, and this is Aquatic. End of attack, once per turn, you may play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card with Aqua or Sea Animal and any of its traits from this Digimon sources without paying the cost. Another reason why I'm playing the Lamon. You can keep putting Digimon in the sources when you have the level 6, and then when you attack with the level 6, you just keep spitting them out. So it's kind of a little cycle, although you're limited, right? Because you only have 4 Lamons. So really good level 5. 2 of the Huankunmon. Blocker, on play and when digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, one of your Digimon can't be deleted in battle. So mind you, you could still get deleted by DP reduction. They could still digivolve you, although that level 4 will still have that protection of battle. Not deleted by battle. It's really cool because it's a blocker. Digivolve, give it to itself. Your opponent can attack with whatever and you're not going to die. So it's in a way like a half guarantee that you'll have a level 5 for next turn, which will set you up to go into your level 6. The inherit your turn, this Digimon's attack target cannot change. Really cool. So if you end up attacking with level 6, they can't block you and they can't redirect your attack. For example, with Hercules. It's Hercules? Is it Hercules? Tyrant couple Tyrant, sorry. To round off the level 5-0s, 2 of the Zuromon Ace. Now, just remember, this is not searchable. This does not have aquatic. But sometimes, especially late game, you're spitting out other bodies. I love having ways to remove Digimon from the board, especially if your opponent doesn't see it coming. Not only that, I mean, ace cards just really help, right? It adds a layer of protection, and not really protection, but it can give you an extra turn just playing this. Also, just dropping it for 4 and then going to the Ryugumon next turn, and then with the Decode, it just comes back out. I would have to look into it, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'll do the battle. Yeah, so the way it would work is, I don't think you would lose the overflow. You can correct me if I'm wrong. If you have the level 6 with Ryugumon, it's about to leave. You're playing the Zuromon Ace, it's not leaving the battle area unless it counted as leaving and then replaying it. I'm not sure. I don't think it does, but you get to play it again. And if you don't know what this one does, it has an on play and when digivolving, trash any 2 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon with no sources back to the hand. 6, I've been talking about her. I would think it's a girl, right? But I know, hold on, wait. I know Digimon don't have no genders. Oh, we're genders, they don't have no genders, but come on. You're gonna tell me Renamon is not a girl? Okay, anyway, Ryugumon, Decode level 5. This one, same thing as the Marine Bullmon. When this Digimon will leave the battle area other than in battle, you may play one level 5 blue Digimon card from its sources without paying the cost. Which is what I'm saying, you can kind of recycle the effect of Zuromon, which I like. When digivolving, you may play one level 4 or lower blue Digimon card from this Digimon sources without paying the cost. That's where all those effects now start popping up. And this doesn't target only aquatic. So now you can actually play your Gomamon, you can play your Betamon, you can spit back out an Otamamon to have your opponents not reduce their play cost. Right? You can stop an attack or prevent them from attacking. You can draw. More importantly for me, you can play Lamon, has its on play, and now you can tuck back another Digimon underneath the Ryugumon since you spit one out. So quite a bit of things that you can do with this deck. And end of your turn. Once per turn, by returning one of your Digimon to the bottom of the deck, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as high or lower level as the bottom of the deck. It can return itself. So now you can return a level 6 or lower after you Digivolve and it's the end of your turn after you attack with jamming and all that. End of your turn, get rid of their Digimon. You have Decode, play out Zuromon Ace, and I could get rid of another body. So, like I said, multiple things that you can do here. I like this because there was a time where they had a Seraphimon Ace, and I was at like 3, even if I was like at 2, right? Dropping this for 12, put him at 10, and now bottom deck this, bottom deck the Serafi, and then get memory back. It's pretty cool. So it's also kind of like an option card, but that's kind of, you know, you're not always going to do that. 2 of the Xiangpengmon, I think I said it right. Built-in security attack +1 and blocker, so this is more of the aggressive side of the deck. When digivolving, one of your Digimon unsuspends, then by placing one of your other Digimon with Aqua or Sea Animal in any of its traits, this Digimon, as its sources, gain 3 memory. Don't be confused, it's not from your hand, it has to be in play. If you have level 3 in play, you can basically suck it up so far as Aqua or Sea Animal, and then, you know, it unsuspends. What's nice about it is that with your level 5 you would swing, then you digivolve, gain back 3 memory because it costs 5, so now you're digivolving for 2, and now you get security attack +1, and he's at 13. So I've seen people run it at 3. They do a split, or, you know, yeah, it's okay. It's not the best, but it is good. Blocker that's 13k is pretty nice. Now level 7's here. I was trying Gigas. Is it Gigas? No, Aegis. I didn't like it. It felt like the deck became clunky. It's not searchable. I mean, you can search it with the trainings, I guess, but I don't know. I didn't like it. Then the natural selection, or the next one, would be Blitz Omni, right? You swing with your, especially with this one, security attack +1. Go into Blitz Omni, unsuspend, and swing for game. You can't do that. But I wanted to try something different. And now obviously you can change these back to Omni if you want, or you can just play Aegis, whatever you want. I'm trying 2 with the Bond of Friendship. So I'm like, you know what? They're blue. They're searchable from the, you know, trainings. Digivolve for 3. Spitting out bodies, and you return cards to the bottom of the deck. I'm like, well, this card kind of does the same thing. When attacking once per turn, if you have a Tamer in play, you may unsuspend this Digimon. Right, so now, swing, bam, you end up, you kind of get a cheat. So if you end up swinging with level 5, Digivolve here, unsuspend, you're able to Digivolve again, and now 1, and then 2. It's a little, I think it'll be a little slower than the Omni Blitz, especially like closing out. But I'm kind of playing it more for it's when attacking. When attacking, return one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon to the bottom of its owner's deck. Trash all the sources of that Digimon. I like it. It's like I said, it's not the best option, but it's pretty cool when you get it going. You're returning a level 3 with what was his name? Lamon, and then returning 2 more with this. Yao. New waifu for sure. Start of your turn. If you memory setter sets you at 3. Your turn. When any of your Digimon with Aqua or Sea Animal and any of their traits attack, by suspending this Tamer, you may place 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with Aqua or Sea Animal and any of its trait from your hand to the bottom of their bottom source. So if you don't want to play the 4 Lanamons, you don't have to, because you do it with this. But I like the Lanamon because it searches from the deck. This is from your hand. Pretty self-explanatory. I don't know what else I could say. Just talking in sources. Fantastic when your Ryugu doesn't have jamming, or when you want to end of attack, gain a memory to kind of bring your memory more if you end up wanting to do more stuff. 2 of the Sora and Joe. If your opponent has a Digimon with no sources, gain 2 memory. Your turn. When you attack with the blue Digimon, you may suspend this Tamer to trash up to 2 sources from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. Just source stripping. You can definitely trash Prototype, X-Antibody Prototype. So that's very good for that, especially if you're about to remove it from the field. And pretty self-explanatory for the Tamers, that's it. Wadatsumi Purification. I was not playing this card at first. Then I played it and actually like it. 5 costs, return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. By returning one of your blue Digimon to the bottom of the deck, instead, return one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. This is a cheap kind of like, it's a cheap removal for a level 6. And the way that the level 6, the Ryugumon kind of, you see how you're able to spit out bodies. You spit out a level 3 after you pop off their effect or whatever it is. Pay the Wadatsumi. You can delete a level 6, not delete it, but return to the back of the bottom of the deck. And then the Ryugu, and that's another level 6 you can get rid of. And you have Decode, play a level 5, play the Zudomon, bounce another Digimon. So those has its perks. Security effect, activate the card's main effect. And rounding it off, 4 of the mental trainings, just because Digivolution costs are high. You got 5 and 4, especially if you don't have a body on the board to reduce it with the Zhangpengmon. 5 to 3. Reveal 2 cards, add 1 blue card among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck. I almost prefer this one over the OG one. I forget what it is, the memory boost, because this lets you get any card as long as it fits the color requirement. The memory boost just lets you get a Digimon with that color. So that's what I like. And then after you play it, not to mention it's 2 cost. After you play it, delay, boom, you trash it, and then you can Digivolve into a Digimon with a reduced cost of 2. So Ryugumon would cost 2. How are you guys playing this deck? It's not the best. It's definitely not like a tier 1, but it's a fun deck. It can pop off, but it has its bad matchups for sure. Especially, you getting Digivolved, your Decode ain't gonna do nothing. So yeah, it could definitely be a little faster, but the way it's gonna get support for sure, and that's what's cool. So I'll see you guys on the next video.